What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Ruiz Jr. reacts to Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte fight with demand to face the winner. Ruiz is planning to return to the pinnacle of the heavyweight division and has called out the winner of Fury's clash with Whyte if the fight takes place in April this year. Andy Ruiz wants to fight the winner of Tyson Fury's title defense, of course. Fury will defend his WBC against the interim champion, Dillian the Body Snatcher Whyte, which, of course, came through with a record-breaking purse bid by Frank Warren, okay? Ruiz previously touted as the alternative opponent for Fury if the fight did not make it over the line as negotiations stalled. Quote, "I definitely want the winner of the fight," Ruiz told Ellie Setback. "A lot of people wish it would have been Fury and me. But I think that Whyte deserves his shot, so we are going to see what happens, and I think it's going to be one hell of a fight." Those are the words of Andy Ruiz Jr. Okay. Let me counterpunch. I take it now that since he wants the winner out of Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury, we definitely know he's not going to accept the Joseph Parker rematch now, will he? So that answered that question. That's out of the question. But he did share his respect. He thought it would be a hell of a fight, and he said a lot of people thought that it should have been him and Tyson Fury. To counter that, I don't know what people he was referring to. Maybe Eddie Reynoso and Frank Sanchez and, Canelo Alvarez and Oscar, and Ryan. Maybe everybody around him. But for the general masses, no. People wanted to see Dillian take on Tyson Fury way more than the idea of Ruiz taking on Tyson Fury. And I do understand that Andy Ruiz, he was the alternative, so it's almost like getting a call for a job that you might get, because I've been in that situation 100 times, especially with my line of work. So I can see his antenna sticking up at attention when people mention Andy Ruiz's name to fight for the WBC heavyweight championship, especially being the former unified heavyweight champion of the world. So, you get to fight for every type of title there was to have if that was the case with Andy Ruiz. Unfortunately, he was just an alternative, not the actual go-to guy, or not the desired guy, or not, the guy that deserves this particular fight. Okay, it's Dillian Whyte. Bars. So at the end of the day, Andy Ruiz, first off, he doesn't deserve anything. He's just a guy that, would be an alternative. Okay, he hasn't earned a right to fight anybody for any reason. If he needs to do anything, he needs to fight someone like Deontay Wilder or Luis Ortiz or someone like that, versus going into a fight he's demanding for without any reason. Why do I say this? Because, yes, he won his last fight, but it wasn't really a good fight. It was actually a surprising fight. It looked like it was going to be a damn banana peel, to be honest with you. It was a lot closer than I had it, than the judges had it. And he already ducked 2 fighters the year before when he did absolutely nothing at all. Okay, so, and a lot of people doubt, and when I mean a lot of people, I don't mean the people around me. I mean a lot of people doubt that he actually had knee surgery. You know what I mean? So what type of surgery he had, it wasn't anything to stop him from fighting. It sure the hell wasn't stopping him from training, because he was already doing squats the next week. Counterpunch. So Andy Ruiz, he's been on the shit list for a while because of the things that he's done or haven't done. Okay, so him wanting this fight just because he was an alternative, no. That would have worked out in his favor, but that's just like hiring one guy and he can't, let's bring in this other guy by default. But that doesn't mean that if the first guy wasn't injured or wasn't going to fight, that doesn't mean he was the go-to guy. He's just an alternative, okay? Now, again, he gave Dillian Whyte respect because he does deserve it. Everybody knows Dillian Whyte deserves a title shot. Either he wins or loses, at least he finally got the opportunity to fight for the championship. You know, whereas someone like Andy Ruiz just that was given another blessing. As you remember, he was the alternative before. And Andy's thinking like, well, I could be this alternative in this situation because it worked out for him when he fought and beat Anthony Joshua in June of 19. Okay, so yeah, I can see where Andy Ruiz is coming from. But lightning hardly ever strikes twice in this lifetime, okay? Especially in the sport of boxing, the sport that I love, that I hate so much. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Andy Ruiz wanting the winner out of Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.